Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Life does not always follow the plan we imagine in our minds. Sometimes the road becomes unclear. Sometimes we feel tired deep inside. Sometimes we feel confused, lost, or completely stuck. And that is not a failure. That is part of being human. Today's message is not about giving up on life. It is about giving yourself a new beginning. It is about learning how to restart, reset, and refocus. If you feel distracted, broken, exhausted, or far behind where you thought you would be, this message is for you. This is your moment to pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you are allowed to begin again. The first lesson is about restarting. You are not late. You are not finished. You are simply starting again. Restarting does not mean you failed. It means you are smart enough and brave enough to change your direction. Many people stay stuck in unhappy situations because they are afraid to restart. They fear judgment, mistakes, or starting from zero. But strong people understand an important truth: restarting is not weakness. Restarting is strength. It takes courage to say, "This path is not working for me, and I am choosing a better one." Restarting means you refuse to stay stuck. Staying stuck is easy because it requires no effort. Restarting is difficult because it demands honesty, courage, and action. When you restart, you are telling yourself, "I will not accept a life that makes me unhappy. I can grow. I can improve. I deserve more." Restarting is a powerful declaration that your story is not over yet and that better chapters are still waiting to be written. Every successful person you admire has restarted many times. Behind every success story are failed plans, broken dreams, wrong decisions, and wasted time. The difference is simple. They did not quit life. They quit the wrong direction and chose a new one. If restarting were a bad thing, successful people would never do it. But they restart again and again, learning each time and becoming stronger with every new beginning. Restarting also helps you release the heavy weight of the past. The past can be full of mistakes, regrets, guilt, and missed opportunities. Carrying that weight every day only slows you down. Restarting means you stop dragging yesterday into today. You do not need to fix everything that happened before. You cannot change it. What you can do is build a better future starting now. Let the past teach you, not trap you. Most importantly, restarting is a decision, not a feeling. You do not restart when you feel ready, confident, or motivated. You restart when you decide. Waiting for motivation often keeps people stuck for years. A clear decision creates movement. Say it clearly to yourself, "I choose to restart now." One simple sentence can change your direction and give your life new energy. Restarting gives you a clean page. It does not erase your experiences, but it gives you a fresh chance to write a better story. You carry the lessons, not the pain. You carry the wisdom, not the regret. And from this moment forward, you move with purpose, clarity, and hope. Your new beginning starts now. Think of life like a book. You cannot erase the pages that are already written, but you always have the power to turn the page and begin a new chapter. Restarting is that simple but powerful act of turning the page. The next chapter does not have to repeat the old story. It can be stronger, wiser, and better because of what you have learned. Your past chapters shaped you, but they do not control what you write next. Restarting does not need perfect conditions. You do not need the perfect time, perfect energy, or a perfect plan. Waiting for everything to feel right often means waiting forever. All you need is one honest step forward. Start small. Start simple. Start where you are. The most important word here is now. A small restart today is more powerful than a perfect plan tomorrow. Restarting is often braver than continuing on a broken path. Many people keep living a life that hurts them just because they already started it. They are afraid to stop and choose again. But real courage says, "This is not working, and I am willing to begin again." That courage creates true growth. Growth does not come from comfort. It comes from honest change. Restarting also reconnects you with hope. Hope disappears when you feel trapped and powerless. Hope returns the moment you restart. Restarting gently whispers to your heart that things can change. That tomorrow can be different. That you are not stuck forever. This quiet whisper of hope is small, but it is incredibly powerful. You are allowed to restart as many times as you need. Life is not an exam where one mistake means failure forever. Life gives second chances, third chances, and new chances every day. As long as you are breathing, you are allowed to restart. There is no limit on new beginnings. Today can be your restart day. Not someday in the future. Not when everything feels perfect. Today. Restart your habits. Restart your thinking. Restart your focus. Restart your effort. One honest restart can redirect your entire life. Restarting is not going backward. Restarting is choosing a better direction. You are not broken. You are not late. You are not finished. You are simply starting again, stronger than before. Now we move to lesson 2, reset. Restarting gives you a new direction, but resetting gives you a clear mind. You cannot move forward when your mind is full of noise. Resetting does not mean stopping your life. It means removing what is unnecessary. It means creating space for clarity, peace, and focus. A reset begins with letting go of mental clutter. Your mind feels tired not because you are weak, but because it is overloaded. It is full of worries, comparisons, regrets, distractions, expectations, pressure, and fear. Resetting means gently emptying your mind of thoughts that do not help you grow. Peace is not found by adding more to your life. Peace is found by letting go of what no longer serves you. Peace is found by removing what is excess. When your life feels heavy, it is often because you are carrying too much that you do not need. Resetting begins when you decide to simplify. It is not about doing more. It is about keeping what truly matters and gently letting go of the rest. Resetting does not mean running away from responsibility. Many people misunderstand this. They think resetting is quitting or avoiding life. In reality, resetting is slowing down just enough to breathe, to think clearly, and to choose better. It is a pause for clarity, not an escape from your duties. When you reset, you return stronger, calmer, and more aware. A powerful reset starts with your daily routine. Before your life changes, your daily patterns must change. Reset your sleep schedule so your body can heal. Reset your mornings so your day begins with intention. Reset your phone usage so your attention returns to you. Reset your eating habits, your work hours, and your rest time. Small daily resets may feel simple, but over time they create deep and lasting transformation. To reset your mind, you must reset what you feed it. Your mind slowly becomes whatever you give it every day. If you fill it with negative news, toxic conversations, endless scrolling, and constant comparison, your mind will stay restless and tired. Reset your inputs. Read something meaningful. Listen to positive and calming content. Reduce unnecessary noise. Choose moments of silence. A calm mind sees solutions that a noisy mind cannot. Resetting your expectations is also essential. Unrealistic expectations create stress, frustration, and disappointment. Reset what you expect from yourself, from others, and from life. Growth is not about perfection. It is about progress. Speed is not as important as consistency. When you reset your expectations, you reduce pressure and allow yourself to move forward with peace. Another important reset is your focus. Trying to do everything at once often leads to doing nothing well. Reset your focus from many directions to one clear direction. One goal, one task, one priority, and one step taken with full attention is far more powerful than 10 confused efforts. Simplicity creates strength. Resetting also means releasing old emotional baggage. Carrying anger, guilt, resentment, or regret silently drains your energy. Resetting is the act of letting these emotions go. Not for others, but for yourself. You deserve peace. You deserve lightness. You deserve freedom inside your own heart. Resetting is an act of self-respect. It means you value your time, your energy, your mental health, and your future. When you reset, you are telling yourself, I will no longer waste myself on things that do not serve me. That decision is powerful. That decision is dignity. Do not wait until you completely break to reset. Reset often. Reset when you feel overwhelmed. Reset when you feel lost. Reset when you feel distracted or stuck. Resetting early protects you from burnout and emotional exhaustion. Prevention is wiser than recovery. Finally, resetting prepares you to refocus. Restarting gives you direction. Resetting clears the path. Without a reset, true focus is impossible. A clear mind is ready for deep focus. When your inner world is clean, your decisions become stronger. When your mind feels light, your life begins to move forward with ease. This brings us to Lesson 3, Refocus. Refocusing means locking your energy onto what truly moves your life forward. Restart shows you where to go. Reset clears the noise. Refocus is where real results are created. Without focus, effort is wasted. With focus, even a small effort becomes powerful. Your life begins to change the moment your attention changes. What you give your attention to slowly shapes who you become. When your focus improves, your direction becomes clear, and your energy finally works for you instead of against you. Refocusing means taking your power back. Your attention is your greatest power, and every distraction quietly steals it. When you refocus, you are saying, this matters. This deserves my time and energy. You stop giving your life away to useless noise, random scrolling, and endless interruptions. You choose where your energy goes, and that choice changes everything. You cannot focus on everything, and you are not meant to. Trying to focus on too many things at once only creates confusion and exhaustion. Refocusing means choosing what matters most right now. One goal. One priority. One clear direction. Great lives are not built by doing many things at the same time, but by giving deep focus to a few important things. Distraction is not harmless. It is costly. Distraction steals your time, slows your progress, disturbs your peace, and weakens your confidence. Most people are not lazy, they are simply distracted. When you refocus, you remove the real enemy that keeps you stuck without realizing it. Refocusing often requires saying no. Every yes to distraction is often a no to your future. Refocus means learning to say no to useless scrolling, meaningless conversations, unnecessary drama, toxic people, and empty entertainment. Saying no is not rude. It is protection. It protects your goals, your energy, and your future. Focus becomes stronger when your goals are clear. A confused goal creates confused action. Refocus by asking yourself simple but powerful questions. What do I truly want right now? What is the one thing that will move my life forward? What deserves my best effort today? Clarity sharpens your focus and turns effort into progress. Refocusing is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Focus fades easily, so you must return to it again and again. Refocus every morning. Refocus after every distraction. Refocus after mistakes, breaks, or failures. This repeated return to focus is how mastery is built over time. Before you refocus your life, you must refocus your mind. A distracted mind creates a distracted life. Train your mind to stay present. Gently bring it back to the task. Ignore unnecessary noise. Stay disciplined. Mental refocus always creates visible progress in the real world. Small, focused actions always beat big, unfocused plans. You do not need complex systems or long strategies. You need consistent, focused action. One focused hour every day is more powerful than 10 distracted hours. Consistency plus focus creates real momentum. Refocusing turns ordinary days into productive and satisfying days. It helps you work deeper, think clearer, finish tasks, and feel proud of your effort. Productivity is not being busy. Productivity is focused progress that moves you forward. When you refocus, your life begins to move again. Most stuck lives are not broken, they are unfocused. Refocus breaks stagnation. Once your energy is locked in the right direction, momentum returns naturally. Restart gives you courage. Reset gives you clarity. Refocus gives you results. When you restart, reset, and refocus, you do not just change your schedule. You change your life. You do not need a new life. You need a clear direction, a clean mind, and strong focus. Now we come to lesson 4, rebuild. This is where real transformation becomes permanent. Restart gives you a new beginning. Reset clears your mind. Refocus locks your direction. But without rebuilding, change remains temporary. Restart becomes emotional. Reset fades. Refocus disappears. Rebuilding habits turns intention into reality. A new life requires new habits. You cannot restart your life while holding on to old habits. Old habits created old results. New habits create new outcomes. If you want a new chapter, you must write it with new daily actions. Small actions, repeated daily, shape your future. Habits are stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but habits stay. On days when you feel tired, habits carry you forward. On days when you feel inspired, habits keep you disciplined. When you rebuild habits, you no longer need to fight yourself every day. Progress becomes natural. The key to rebuilding is starting small. Small habits may look insignificant, but they create powerful change over time. One small habit practiced consistently can slowly rebuild your life, your confidence, and your future. Rebuilding does not mean changing everything overnight. Real rebuilding begins with small, simple habits. Start with actions that feel manageable, such as waking up 15 minutes earlier, planning your day, reading for 5 to 10 minutes, reducing phone time, or working on one important task without distraction. Small habits are easier to repeat, and repetition is what creates real transformation. When something is simple, you are more likely to stay consistent, and consistency changes lives. Consistency matters more than intensity. Doing something once with great energy is easy. Doing it every day, even with low energy, is powerful. Rebuilding your life is not about doing more. It is about doing enough, again and again. A small step taken daily will always beat a big effort done only once. Slow progress that continues is far stronger than fast progress that stops. When you rebuild, choose habits that protect your focus. Your habits should support your goals, not fight them. Create routines like fixed work hours, distraction-free time blocks, daily planning, regular breaks, and clear priorities. Focus survives when habits guard it. Without protective habits, focus easily disappears. Rebuilding also means removing habits that steal your energy. Not every change requires adding something new. Sometimes growth comes from subtraction. Remove habits that waste your time, drain your energy, create stress, and weaken your discipline. Less noise creates more clarity. Less distraction creates more strength. Your habits shape your identity. You are not defined by what you think or promise. You are shaped by what you do every day. When you rebuild your habits, you rebuild who you are. A disciplined habit slowly creates a disciplined person. A focused habit builds a focused life. Over time, your actions become your character. Track progress, not perfection. You do not need to be perfect to move forward. Some days will feel slow. Some days you will miss a habit. That does not mean you failed. Do not quit. Simply restart the habit again. The ability to restart is itself a sign of growth and strength. Rebuilding takes time, so be patient with yourself. You did not lose focus in one day, and you will not rebuild it in one day. Give yourself space to grow. Be strict with your habits, but gentle with your heart. Patience keeps the rebuilding process alive. When your habits are rebuilt, life becomes stable again. Stability brings confidence, calmness, focus, and control. You stop forcing progress because momentum begins to work naturally. Restart gives you direction. Reset clears your mind. Refocus brings clarity. Rebuild creates stability. When habits are strong, your new life does not fall apart easily. Now we arrive at Lesson 5, Recommit. Restarting is a decision. Resetting is a process. Refocusing is a practice. Rebuilding is discipline. Recommitting is the promise that holds everything together. Recommit means making a promise to yourself, not to the world, not to other people, but to your own future. Recommitting means you stop negotiating with your old life. The old habits will try to pull you back. They will whisper, "Relax today. One day off is fine. Start again tomorrow." But you already know where that path leads. Recommit means you choose not to argue with your past. You choose the new path, again and again. True recommitment is quiet. It does not need announcements, permission, or applause. Real commitment shows in daily discipline, consistent effort, silent progress, and personal integrity. Noise fades. Motivation fades. But quiet commitment remains. Recommit when motivation is low. Anyone can stay committed when they feel excited, inspired, and full of energy. The real test of commitment comes on the hard days. Recommit on tired days. Recommit on boring days. Recommit when nothing feels exciting. This is where real growth happens. Strength is built in moments when you choose to continue even without motivation. Recommitting also means keeping promises to yourself. Every promise you break weakens your confidence. Every promise you keep makes you stronger. Begin with small promises. Wake up on time. Complete one important task. Avoid one distraction. Follow one habit for the day. When you consistently keep promises to yourself, you begin to trust yourself again, and self-trust is powerful. Recommitment is choosing discipline over comfort. Comfort feels good today, but discipline builds a better tomorrow. Each day you make a choice, ease or effort, pleasure or progress, distraction or focus, comfort or purpose. When you choose discipline repeatedly, your life slowly but surely begins to change. Recommitting does not mean being perfect. You will still make mistakes. You will still feel tired. You will still face setbacks. Recommitment means you do not quit. You restart again. You refocus again. Progress is not destroyed by mistakes. Progress is destroyed by giving up. The ability to return is what keeps you moving forward. Recommitment makes you stronger than your past. Your past does not define you. Your repeated commitment does. Every time you recommit, you step further away from who you used to be and closer to the person you want to become. Growth is built through repeated decisions, not one big moment. Recommitting is an act of self-respect. It means you respect your time, your energy, your goals, and your future. You stop wasting yourself on things that do not serve you. That decision alone gives you power over your life. Recommitment turns a new start into a new life. Many people restart. Few people truly recommit. Restarting is emotional and temporary. Recommitting is steady and real. Commitment turns change into a lifestyle, not just a moment of motivation. When you recommit, life begins to trust you. Life gives more opportunities to those who show patience, effort, discipline, and responsibility. Consistency earns trust, from yourself and from life itself. Restart gives you courage. Reset gives you clarity. Refocus gives you direction. Rebuild gives you stability. Recommit gives you a new life. You do not need a perfect life. You need a committed one. Make the promise today, I will not go back. I will keep moving forward. Now we come to lesson 6, rise. Restarting is brave. Resetting is wise. Refocusing is powerful. Rebuilding is disciplined. Recommitting is strong. Rising is the final stage. Rising means you stop living in cycles. You stop falling again and again. You stop losing yourself. You rise to a level where your mindset, habits, and focus protect your future. Rising means learning from every fall. Falling did not destroy you, it taught you. Rising means you remember the pain, the lessons, and the reason you chose to change. You do not repeat old mistakes because you respect your journey and what it cost you. Rising also means you are no longer controlled by emotional swings. The old life moved with moods, strong one day, lost the next. Rising brings stability. You work when you feel good. You work when you feel tired. You stay disciplined regardless of mood. This emotional control is real maturity. Finally, rising means you become self-led. You no longer wait for motivation, advice, permission, or perfect timing. You lead yourself. You wake up with purpose. You act with discipline. You move forward because you have decided to. You now move with clarity, and clarity creates self-leadership. Self-leadership is real power. It means you are no longer pushed by circumstances or pulled by distractions. You choose your direction, and you move with confidence and awareness. Rising also means you learn to trust yourself again. In the past, broken promises hurt your confidence. You said you would do things, but you didn't follow through. Now rising means you do what you say. You show up every day. You respect your own word. Slowly, trust in yourself returns, and when it returns, it is strong and unshakable. Rising means you protect your focus as if your life depends on it, because it truly does. You guard your time, your energy, your mental peace, and your priorities. You no longer give attention to things that do not build your future. Focus is no longer something you try to have. Focus becomes part of who you are. Rising also means you accept full responsibility for your life. No more blaming people, the past, luck, or circumstances. You say, "This is my life, and I am responsible." That one sentence changes everything. Responsibility gives you control, and control gives you freedom. Rising means you build a life, not just chase goals. Goals can be achieved and finished, but life continues every day. Rising means you build strong routines, discipline, a healthy mindset, balance, and inner strength. So even after you reach your goals, you remain stable, focused, and grounded. Rising means you become calm, not rushed. The old version of you was always in a hurry, always anxious. The risen version of you is calm. Calm people think clearly. Calm people make better decisions. Calm people act with strength and stay consistent. Calm is not weakness. Calm is power. Rising also means you become an example, not a speaker. You talk less and show more. Your actions speak louder than words. People notice your discipline, your focus, your growth, your peace, and your consistency. This is silent leadership, and it is powerful. Rising means you never forget where you came from. You stay humble. You remember the confusion, the distraction, the struggle, and the weakness, not to feel shame, but to feel gratitude. Gratitude keeps you grounded and aware of how far you have come. You restarted when you were lost. You reset when you were tired. You refocused when you were distracted. You rebuilt when you were broken. You recommitted when it was hard. And now, you rise, not as a perfect person, but as a disciplined, focused, self-led human being. You no longer need to restart again and again because you have become strong enough to stay on the right path. This is not just motivation. This is transformation. Before this message ends, remember this: you were not weak, you were just tired. You were not lost, you were just distracted. And today, you chose to change. Life will test you again. Distractions will return. Comfort will call you back. But you are no longer the same person. If this message gave you strength, stay connected with us. And if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe now, not just to this channel, but to a new way of living. Restart when needed. Reset when overwhelmed. Refocus when distracted. And always rise stronger than before. Your best chapter has already begun.